Back when I was 12, I was an athlete. I played basketball and volleyball, and I was fainting at practice. It started to happen not during basketball, it was happening all the time. I couldn't keep it a secret anymore. And so then my mom was concerned, and she decided we needed to go to the doctor. I don't have a real diagnosis. What I do know is that my heart has basically two polar opposite arrhythmias. When I was 16, I went in for an electrophysiology study. In an electrophysiology study, they kind of sedate you, but not all the way under, and they basically shoot adrenaline into your heart. Basically, they shot the adrenaline in, and my heart all but exploded. They realized immediately that I needed to have the pacemaker and defibrillator implanted, that they weren't even going to wake me up. It needed to happen probably 2 minutes before they put the adrenaline in.
When the doctor came out and said that she needed a pacemaker, I didn't even know, really like what he was talking about. He basically said there's just two types, you need to pick one, and we need to get on and do this surgery. And, I just really had to put my faith in his hands that he knew what he was going to do.
So it took a long time for me to figure out who Michelle was going to be after the surgeries. It took a lot of tears, it took a lot of anger, but when I did decide that I wasn't going to be afraid anymore, that I wasn't going to kind of be a victim to this, things got significantly better. I'm definitely a more optimistic person and a more happy person because days are limited, whether that means in a very real in-your-face type thing where who knows what's going to happen with my heart, but I don't think like that anymore. I don't think like if I move a certain way or if I exercise too hard that I'm going to die, but because I have had those thoughts in the past, I'm able to enjoy that today's a really nice day.
We met through some mutual friends, and she just kind of commands a room. Anybody who knows Michelle knows her personality and the way she just kind of radiates energy and excitement.
Dustin kind of is a very go with the flow kind of guy. He didn't know that I had any sort of medical quirks until the first day my defibrillator went off when we were on a date.
We were playing pickup basketball and she got shocked by her defibrillator. She was going up for a rebound and then she was laying on the ground, and we loaded her up in the truck and she said we need to go to the hospital, and there were a million questions, none that were appropriate to ask, and we got her to the hospital and got that handled, and then we had the opportunity to have a long talk about it.
And that's how I had to tell my mom I had a boyfriend, was because there was a boy calling my mom from the hospital. Go Red for Women is important to me because from the beginning of all of this, it has been a conversation.
Every year when it's Wear Red, if there's one text message, there's 200 text messages of friends and family, red t-shirts. Her stepdad's really good about that whole day, anything that he sees that's red, she gets a picture of. It's a ketchup stain, it's a leaf on the ground, it's anything that's red. I think it's really given her a rallying point to focus, what could have been such a detrimental negative and help make it positive.
The doctors told me when I was 12 that having children was not an option for me, that my heart was never going to be healthy enough, that my body wasn't ever going to be able to handle the stress and the pressure of carrying a child, let alone the delivery.
So we had a lot of conversations while we were dating and engaged about what, a family would look like for us. We kind of came to the conclusion that adopting or surrogacy was kind of probably the way we'd have to go, and that was okay. It was. We both had kind of found our peace with it.
I have been off of all of my heart medication now for over a year after a lot of trial and error. And because I have done that, we were able to conceive our first child. And we're able to have a natural birth, and we're going to be able to have our own little kiddo. One of our biggest concerns was about this baby. What are we subjecting this baby to? And just because I'm okay and we've found an okay place to be with it, is it fair to sign up another person for maybe a similar life? But we've been assured that our baby is at no higher risk than anybody else is. But unfortunately, that risk is still pretty high if it's a little girl, that there will be heart disease in her world. I mean, statistics are 1 in 3, isn't it? And that's where events like this kind of make all the difference in the world.